Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to give you guys a first look at Domino, both with and without her X-Force uniform on my own account. Now that we have the final product for this uniform, because I know this was the uniform that many of us were waiting on after seeing just how amazing Rogue became when she got her uniform last month. Now, as many of you guys know, I absolutely love Domino as a character, and even though she's never been relevant for anything besides some low-level war boss in Shadowland, I've actually invested a good bit into the character, and I will be investing more. However, I am not going to try and tell you guys that Domino in this uniform becomes a super OP busted character, because based on my testing and what you're going to see in this video, that is absolutely not the case. However, because I love the character, I've actually invested quite a bit. You can see for yourself, my Domino is at level 70 with all her gears at 25, and I will be pushing her even further just out of love for the character. And I think even if this uniform wasn't good, which I think it is, I still would have bought it just because, one, I'm a content creator, so I generally buy uniforms and new products just to test them out and give you guys some honest feedback on it, and two, I really love Domino. But ultimately, with Black Friday just around the corner and so many things to purchase, I don't think, if you're not a person like me, right, that absolutely loves Domino, I don't think you need this uniform. It is going to make her stronger offensively and defensively, but I think you can live without this one, unfortunately, my friends. So with that being said, we're going to take her into a little bit of gameplay so you can see what she really lacks in the base kit and what the uniform does for her. And ultimately, it's going to be up to you guys to decide. I'll show you guys the stats in the build just so you have an idea of what we are working with. Obviously, we need a little bit more ignore defense, but everything else is in a good place. I still need to re-roll her ISO set to Power of Angry Hulk because we're a little bit over on critical damage. As you can see right here, she has 7% that she doesn't need. So I'm going to be re-rolling that hopefully in the next couple of days. Now, that being said, let's actually jump into War Boss, and we're going to test her out without any strikers against Corvus and Proxima, just to showcase her survivability and her damage, because this uniform for Domino is giving her more survivability than she had previously because she's getting damage immunity implemented into her kit. Now, the team we're going to be using here is Domino's lead, right? Because with her own leadership, she actually has 76% ignore dodge, which we need 100% for Corvus to make sure that he's not dodging any of her attacks. And because of that, we're actually going to be using Ancient One because his tier 2 passive offers 25% ignore dodge. Then we're going to use Shuri just to give her a small damage bump here and also some survivability, since Shuri will make it so that she takes less damage from super villains. We're not going to use any strikers, and we're going to just test her out for like 2 or 3 minutes just so you guys have an idea of what a level 70 gear 25 Domino with, I guess, a decent build looks like. Okay, so just keep that in mind, boys. This is not a top tier build for Domino because obviously we don't have any Urus on her and we don't have a CTP. We just have a regular custom gear, which I didn't show you guys, but I'll show you at the end of the video. I've also had a lot of you guys hit me up telling me I'm absolutely mental for getting a character like Domino to level 70 gear 25 because she's never going to be relevant for anything. And honestly, at this point where I'm at, I can afford to do these things simply because I've been playing for so long. So I have so much resources stockpiled, right? So I can do this, and ultimately, I guess it shows you guys what not to do, right? If I invest into these characters so heavily and they turn out to be duds, right, you can look at this and be like, okay, that idiot wasted a lot of resources on a character that's super lame, never gonna get anywhere. I'm not gonna do that, right? So I'm here to make the mistakes that you guys shouldn't be making, right? Just learn from my failures. Live vicariously through me, if anything, right? So we're going to pop the healing dome from Ancient One because she lacks both offense and defense without the uniform. The uniform definitely adds some survivability to her, but it still isn't, in my opinion, a must-buy. But you guys always have to understand everything is a matter of perspective. It may not be a must-buy for me, but it may be a must-buy for you simply because you have more love for Domino than I do. But I think, hold up. I think I have a lot of love for Domino. And I think it shows by how much I've invested in her. I know a couple of you guys gonna give me some flack by saying, well, why is her Urus off of her? Well, I took it off because we had a free moment there where Netmarble messed up and they were giving us the opportunity to restructure Uru. So I'm like, why not take it off? On the off chance she gets a uniform that gives her something else, why have the Urus there since I'm not really using her for anything besides Shadowland and she doesn't need the Urus for that, right? So you can see she's taking a long time here just to take out this guy on a stage where she's not really suffering any penalties. She's a speed character and she's a physical speed character at that. And she's taking over 2 minutes on stage 30, well, 31, right? The poison is giving her a hard time and she's ultimately gonna be deceased if I land in the poison one more time. Oh gosh, she's dead. Okay, so you guys saw where that was going. That was like, what, 2 minutes and 15 seconds to just come short of taking out this guy the first time. Okay, so yeah, DPS survivability on Domino, not very good with the base, but let's dive back in with the uniform and see if she can do any better. All right, let's roll. The only good thing, well, I guess one of the good things is she plays exactly the same with the uniform. So if you got used to using her, and with the uniform, you can now use her 2 and her 1 safely. It really sucks that, hold up. It really sucks that it's super easy for people to cancel out of her 4th skill if they move out of the radius. That annoys me a whole lot because her 4th seems to do more damage than her 5th. Not by a whole lot, but noticeably enough for me at least. And right there, he moved away and we lost it. And the proc actually came on the... Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Okay. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. All right. So he's just going to keep blitzing the map. Nice. That was a good amount of damage there on the fort. See, if he wasn't constantly canceling the fort, we would actually get a lot of good damage, because I find that the proc, it's much more consistent. Oh my goodness. Let's try that one more time, see if we can do it a little bit faster, because we missed a couple fort skills, right? I don't want to give her a fear shake here, but you can see that even with the immunity in her kit, it's still not super easy to play her safely, for me at least. All right, so what we're gonna do this time is do 4 for the proc, 5 for the iframe and the range, and then we're gonna use 3 to follow up and then delay and then go right back into 4, because it seems like the 4 is a lot more reliable for activating the damage proc, and since the 5 covers more ground, yep. Okay, the 5 covers more ground, so it's harder for him to cancel, and yes. Okay, so that's, that seems to be the way. So we're going to do it that way. 4 for the proc, 5 for the iframe and the range on it. And we're going to use the 3 and then go right back into the 4. Definitely. So we did lose a lot of damage in the last run. Yep. Oh, he canceled us there. That was my bad. Okay, do not. It still gets canceled. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But she is safer being played this way. She definitely is safer being played this way. Don't want the proc on the 5, so you're gonna use the 2 and the 1 and try to... Oh gosh. Okay, so it looked really good at the start, but because it's so easy for this clown to cancel, right, she still lost a bit of damage. So you can see for yourself, she's definitely stronger and she is safer, but it's not where I was hoping she would be, especially with a uniform bonus like she has, right? With a CTP of energy, she might actually end up being like a lot stronger, and I'm gonna try that out. But with what I have invested, I definitely expected a lot more. So you can see the fourth skill there, it still gets canceled quite a bit, which is pretty unfortunate. Let's actually not get killed with her. got canceled again. Yeah, it's too easy for people to interrupt her most powerful skill, so that really annoys me a little bit. Let's actually go over here and try her against Proxima. We're gonna do the same thing. 48 may be a little bit too high for her without a uniform, but we'll do like a minute so you guys can have an idea of what her damage will look like if you are silly enough or you have enough love for her to get her to level 70 gear 25 but not get the uniform, because it's not going to be pretty, unfortunately. You know, we probably should have taken out Ancient One out of here because we don't need the ignore dodge. You know what? Let's scrap this. Let's scrap this. I want to give her a fear shake because I don't want any of you guys to hit me up saying, we don't need the ignore dodge here. Why didn't you use Nick Fury like you normally do for other characters? You're kind of shafting her. So let's not do that. Let's kill that conversation before it even gets started. All right. So we're just going to give her a minute to impress you guys. But I'm going to tell you, it's not going to happen. So we're going to go 4. And go 5. With this uniform, I like to go 2, then 1. Whew, really hate, really hate that new radius on that thing. Let's use 1, then back into 4. Just gonna stay super close to Proxima. Like, I love how Domino moves around. Right, she's basically like dancing with pistols, and it just looks super cool. It's a real shame that she's not really doing anything. Right, like, well, she is doing something. It's just not equating to much damage. Right. So this is the base, and we're gonna stop it at a minute, and you guys can tell me what you think of this from a level 70 gear 25 character. Right. So we'll stop it there. Didn't even move a full bar off of Proxima in 1 minute. That is disappointing. Okay. Now let's put this uniform on. And also, this is the custom gear, 140 proc with ignore dodge. So it's not the greatest, but it is what it is, right? All right. 1 minute. Let's see what she can do. So we're gonna proc on 4. Barely any damage. We're gonna go 5. We're gonna go 3. Also, the immunity is not immediate. I repeat, the immunity is not immediate. You'll see I'll press the 3 now, and she has to actually throw out those grenades or whatever before she actually activates the immunity. And we kind of lost the proc there, which is unfortunate. You can see she's safer, and she's definitely doing more damage, right? I would say the damage is like 2.5. Like, from the looks of this, looks like it's going to be at least twice as much damage. Now, I'm sacrificing survivability here for damage just because running around and trying to evade stuff will make it so that I do less damage with her, but I really want to show that. So we took off 2 bars, right? 2 bars in a minute, whereas without the uniform, I could only barely come close to taking off 1 bar. So the damage definitely went up. The survivability went up. It's common sense because of the damage immunity, right? You just have to space out when you use it. But ultimately, is this enough for you to pick up her uniform? This is level 70, gear 25. Yes, it is a normal uniform. So once you get it to Mythic, you're definitely going to notice more damage. But I'm going to tell it to you like this. Rogue at level 70, not gear 25, was doing way more than this. You can contribute that to her defense down, which is completely understandable. But nonetheless, if we're paying the same price for a Domino uniform that we paid for a Rogue uniform, you can clearly see why, especially when they're in the same class, female, speed characters, heroes, right? Characters are coming from the bottom. You can kind of see why they would immediately be compared to each other. And it's a no contest. Rogue would wash her any day of the week. PvE, PvP, survivability, DPS. She doesn't come close. But if you like the character, who cares what I think? Who cares what I say? You're going to find a way to make her work for you. This is Marvel Future Fight. Play it your way, not my way. I'm only here to show you guys how these things work. Up to you to do what you want with that information. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, you know what to do. Like the video. If you dislike the video, you know what to do, man. Hit that dislike button 2 times for me. I said 2 times, god damn it. And if it's your first time here, feel free to smash that subscribe button on your way out, because this is what we do, and we do it daily. Don't worry, man. Domino fans out there, don't worry. We ain't gonna sleep on your girl. They didn't give her what she needed, but I'm still going to invest in her, give her some oils, give her a CTP, and see what we can get out of her, because we in this together. You dig? I'm go.